All right, welcome back to the Nikki Clarke Show. How's everybody doing? A little wellness check? Fantastic. All right, I thank you so much for joining us here, the Nikki Clarke Show, live at the Go Live studios here in Toronto. And the weather outside might be a little frightful, but the people inside are delightful, wouldn't you say? Awesome. So we are here to share some great stories, and there's so many people who are making incredible ripples of positive impact in the world, and I'm just so excited to introduce this husband and wife dynamic duo. They're doing great things to change the trajectory of people's lives, and I would love for you to meet them. So please put your hands together for Suan Baksh, Lorray, and Mark Lorray. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Awesome. Now, I'm so happy that you're back again. Suan was here a couple of months ago and talking about the incredible motivational work that you do to support people in the community. But now you are co-founders of Excel No Excuses. So congratulations on this new venture. And when did it start, Mark?
When did we start? Man, it seems like so many things happen in a very short time.
Quickly.
It's been about, 6 months now, I think?
I would say so.
Yeah, about 6 months or so, yes.
Okay, and how did you, I love this story, how did you find each other? Because I know that you were doing different things, and now you are back, you are here together doing this incredible work. So can you tell us about that story? How did you connect?
Well, we happened to meet many years ago. It was just a brief meeting, about 8 years ago, I would say. Mark had a contracting business, and I needed a contractor, and he showed up at the house to give me a quote.
I love that.
I was married at the time with 4 children, and then shortly thereafter went through a very messy divorce, survived domestic violence, and became a single mom with my 4 kids. And spent 4 years alone, healing, growing, and finding myself again. And then through similar social circles, found Mark. And it was somebody that I was familiar with, and being the quiet person that I am, I don't normally initiate conversation, but I thought, oh, here's somebody that I'm familiar with or might remember me, and I actually reached out to him to say hello, and he was just supposed to be a hi, how are you, but now he's my husband.
Still here.
Amazing. And just recently married, right?
Yes, in April. Yeah.
Oh, congratulations. Let's give them a round of applause. I wish you all the best. You know, you really deserve it. You're 2 wonderful people.
Thank you.
And you have a fan in the audience?
Yes, our daughter is here, Alicia. She came to support us today.
Thank you. Thanks for coming. So Excel No Excuses. You call yourself the No Excuse Coach. Mark, tell me about what that means. What does that entail?
So basically, that's just helping people, and a lot of it is connected to our previous guests. We have a lot aligned in that sense where, you know, it originated from failures, my own personal failures in relationship, failures in business, failures in, even as a father, to be honest with you, at times. And, but learning from that, getting up and realizing that there's no excuses, that you can actually excel with no excuses, right? It's just your mindset. And I've been through a lot in my life, and so that's kind of where that birth from, that attitude of no excuses, perseverance.
Perseverance. I love that. And do you think, Suan, that people are more comfortable in the, I just want to stay in this place of, I don't want to do any kind of extra work on myself. I want to blame people.
Yeah.
Making all these excuses. Do you feel people are very comfortable in that zone instead of just saying, okay, you know what, I need to get it together?
Yeah, I think, you know what, we all have goals. I think we all have goals, we all have dreams, but at times it can seem insurmountable, depending on our situation, where we're at. Sometimes it could feel like climbing a mountain, right? And you can't get there, you can't get to the top sometimes unless you have somebody behind you that's pushing you. So you need a good support network behind you. And so it's easy to just make those excuses and say, you know what, oh, because of someone or something, I'm not able to achieve that goal, or I'm not able to do what I want to do. Right? It's easier to do that than to be accountable and really take hold of ourselves and say, okay, I really need to do what I got to do to make this happen.
Right.
So, yeah.
So people use excuses like a crutch.
As a crutch, right? Yeah, it's a defense mechanism, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
It's just easier to blame someone else, or something that's going on in their lives, or an external factor around them, and
Right.
just be comfortable where they're at. Right? We have to be uncomfortable sometimes to get to where we want to be. So
yes.
Yeah.
I love that. And a lot of people are kind of flying in a very comfortable zone, but they don't really meet their full potential.
Exactly.
Because of this, comfortable there.
Yeah.
So when you are coaching people who come to see you, is it related to personal matters or professional or both?
Both, actually. So with my background in working in the financial industry for over 25 years, and then I've also done many years of volunteering with Junior Achievement. So I teach financial literacy to the youth, grades 5 to 8 in the schools. Yeah, so I have that background, plus being a people manager as well. That's where my coaching and mentoring comes in, because I love to empower others. I love to teach. So I bring that to the table in terms of the financial piece when it comes to coaching. So financial coaching, strategy, tips, things like that. And then Mark has the personal and the professional development piece that he brings to the table.
Business, because I have a heart for the underdog, and for startups. So those that are starting businesses, because when I started my first business, I started with $22 and a penny. And that's when they made pennies. And I grew that business and eventually sold it. So I just have this passion and a heart for the underdog, those that, they're limited in resources. And through my faith also, I just have that belief that, all things are possible if we believe through God, right? So that's the type of people that we love to coach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you alluded to your passion to support startups, the pre-revenue or the ideation stage, and you have a book out. I think we have a copy of the cover. Can we show that?
Yeah, it's coming out. So almost,
it's coming
an
out.
ebook.
Okay. It's an ebook. Okay. All right. Do we have there we go. So let's talk about it. How to gain new customers on a very small budget. So what inspired you to write this ebook?
Yeah, well, just my personal journey of myself when I started that window cleaning company. And first of all, I never dreamt to be a window cleaner. That's not what, who does that, right? But it just
people need it.
But that's it. What people need. I realized there was a need, and then, but just through that journey, I've learned so much in business, and I connected with so many great people. And as I said, so some of that is what I would share in my book. Yes, you got the marketing and the sales and all that, which is what I learned also. But it's connecting yourselves with the right people, not only that work for you or with you, but also the right people around you to motivate and empower you, right? And there were times that I wanted to give up. I felt like I wanted to give up. But yeah, I just through perseverance and I was able to succeed at it, and eventually, as I said, sell it. So I just wanted to share that in that book.
That's amazing, and I think many people need to have these pearls of wisdom to inspire them and motivate them to keep going. Because what would you say? I tend to believe that the first 5 years in business is the hardest. Would you agree with that, Sue-Ann?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And it takes, a lot of effort, a lot of perseverance, and right now social media is huge. We live in a digital world, so marketing and things like that, branding, it's really, really important, and that's something that Mark is an expert at, I like to say, because he's really good at it.
He is.
And again, just being able to grow a business, have multiple businesses, and to grow them successfully, it's important. So he's got those skills, and yeah.
And between the two of you, I know you've got a beautiful blended family. I've seen some of the pictures. How many children between the two?
9.
9 together.
And what are the age ranges?
22
12.
to 12.
to 12. And do they have entrepreneur kind of aspirations?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
There are
you're
some that
coaching
do.
them there?
Yes,
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 yeah.
exactly. They do. Yeah.
Some of them, and
Yeah.
so, they like to travel with us.
Yeah.
And they're learning. Yeah, they're learning along the way. We're teaching them as well, too. So, yeah.
You know, my background is education, and I firmly believe that financial literacy should be taught in schools. I think it should be built in the curriculum, just to get them started very early in understanding savings and then all kinds of investment opportunities and, rent versus owning.
Yeah.
What would you say about your coaching? Would you coach youngers, the youth?
Oh, yeah. I think it's extremely important. We have to build generational wealth, and you have to start at a very young age. The curriculum has changed somewhat. I know back when I was in school, it was just automatically a part of the curriculum where learning about money and financial literacy was just a part of that. But now it's almost as if you have to take a particular course in high school in order to learn that. So that's why it's important to really be able to get in there and teach these finer details and let them learn from a young age about the savings and the investing, right? Because they're investing in themselves, they're investing in their future, they're building their legacies. So that's why it's really, I feel it's really, really important.
Okay.
And the uniqueness with our coaching is that it's not just about the business itself. So, this is what you need to do with your marketing, sales, and all that. Because of the financial background that Sue has, we do sit down. That's more her to sit down with the individuals and go through their budgeting and even their personal also. And personal development is really important as a part of our coaching plan. How are you doing is really what we want to know. Yeah, you can have a business, but really, how are you doing? So with our clients, part of the process of going through the coaching system with us is that you are also working on yourself personally.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's very true, because the pursuit of wealth, or moving towards the generational wealth, it's really energy. So you have to be mindful of your dynamic presentation when you are entering in the space with other people.
Yeah.
And the mindset has to follow, right?
Exactly. That's exactly it. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So what are 3 things then, maybe Mark, you could start with the first, on how to prepare yourself to have a no excuse life?
The first thing, one of the things I would say is you have to decide, be, and do. That's our motto.
That's our motto.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's to
I love
decide.
that.
You have to make
Decide,
a decision.
be, and do.
Decide,
Easy
be,
to remember.
and do. You have to make that decision. Everything starts with a decision, right? So that's the very first thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the
Okay,
next-
and the second?
And B, make it happen. Once you made the decision, make it happen. Set a goal plan, create a goal plan, set your goals, and find ways, right? So what are the steps that you need to implement in order to get to where you need to be? That would be step 2.
Step 3?
And being, well, I guess that's part of that's 3, but even being is just, surrounding yourself with the right people, becoming all that, educate yourself in whatever it is that you're going into, educate, soak it up, YouTube, Instagram, social media. This day and age, our kids are learning so much more than my kids will love this when I say this. Our kids will love this when we say this, more than they are in school at times, because they get so much from social media. They learn so many things, right? It's very easy to. So become that. You learn everything that you have to learn, and become that, and then do it, as Sue said.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Amazing. Say that again.
Decide, be, and do.
and do. Okay. Great advice. And I have to say that so many people, they leave us, they transition, and they have brilliant ideas, and they bury those ideas with them because they just didn't have the courage to do. I was sharing the story about how I got into doing what I do, and it was a leap of faith. because I transitioned from teaching to starting the show, but no regrets.
Yeah.
So no excuses.
There you go.
Excuses,
That's
that's it.
it.
Good.
That's exactly, and that's why we do this, because we
Yeah.
want to be able to empower others, help others, and see them succeed. That's our passion. So,
Excellent.
yeah.
Well, I love what you do. Thank you so much for sharing
Thank you.
Thank you for
Excel
having
No
me.
Excuses, some of the principles you have, and about your book. I hope I can get the download
Yes.
to read the book as well.
Yeah, when it's
and,
done.
and where can people get a copy of the book when they're
So
ready?
it'll be online because it is an ebook, so online. So stay tuned for that. Just watch my social media for that, and we'll.
Yeah. Coming
Okay.
soon.
Coming soon. Oh, that's exciting. And if people want to be a part of your No Excuse coaching, how would they do that?
Yeah. So they can find us on Instagram at Excel No Excuses.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Appreciate you. So please follow Mark and Suanne Lorray on social media. Get a copy or get a download rather of the book. And yes, live your life excuses free. Thank you so much.
Thank
Really
you.
Thank you
appreciate
again
you.
for having us, Nikki.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a
I hope
pleasure.
you can come back again.
Oh, we'd love to. Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you. We'll be right back.